Boy, oh boy, Nintendo has knocked it out of the park once again. You know, I gotta tell you the truth, when they announced that they were gonna have an online Switch Direct and it would only be half an hour long, I tried to be as skeptical as I could, kept my hopes hella low. But it seems that Nintendo once again has delivered with some of the most hype announcements to date. First of all, let's just get this out of the way. It exists, you guys. Metroid Prime 4 actually exists. I keep trying to rationalize it by saying like, you know, the game that Retro was working on, they came back last time to make Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. They're probably not working on a Metroid, guys. Just, like, you know, just quit dreaming. Nope, dream all you want, guys. Don't listen to a damn thing I say. I have never, ever been more happy to have been proven wrong. And that is just phenomenal, you guys. Metroid Prime in the works. Might not come out for another half a decade, but who's counting? Anyways, getting things out of the way. Of course, because we are, like, essentially a Breath of the Wild-centric channel, we're gonna get this Breath of the Wild news out of the way. As you can see here, Mr. Aonuma has a really, really chic-looking Master Sword, but Trial of the Sword, as expected, is coming out with the DLC pack, as well as the Hero's Path mode and Master mode, which we used to call Hard mode. Trial of the Sword is very much going to be a hardcore version of Eventide, focused completely around combat. You start off with nothing, you're wearing nothing. I'm gonna assume that, like, you're not gonna be carrying anything either when it comes to healing items, so that's gonna be a lot of fun as well. I'm going to make the assumption that champion powers will be available unless they also impose a restriction on that. Trial of the Sword looks really, really great. Just think combat-centric Eventide Islands, and it just looks like a thrill to do. At first, I thought it was going to be kind of like the Cave of Ordeals, where you're constantly going down levels, fighting against a bunch of enemies at a time, but it makes more sense considering the core mechanic of durability in Breath of the Wild, so this was definitely something to look forward to as well. We also saw in the trailer there would be snowy areas, so I'm going to make the assumption that getting like heat resistance and cold resistance will be a very central point in Trial of the Sword as well. Moving on, the Hero's Path mode is a thing that's going to be existing. I'm very glad that this is something implemented. It'll give you an idea, as we said earlier before, it'll just give you an idea of what areas you have yet to explore. And finally, the Master Sword, they've polished up hard mode with a name that'll make us feel that much better about ourselves when we actually 3-heart this thing. I cannot wait, you guys. Master mode looks like a lot of fun based on what we've seen. Enemies do regenerate health, but that just means you gotta be more intentional about how you approach each of your enemies. You go focus down one enemy, move on to the next, and for bosses you have to make sure that you optimize and capitalize on each vulnerable moments you have against those bosses. I'm really looking forward to that one. And as well, Golden Lionels. I called it, you guys. I knew there was going to be some form of Golden Lionel ever since they came out in Oracle of Seasons. I thought to myself in Breath of the Wild, they have Silver Lionels, why not take it up a notch? But it turns out that yes, some form of stronger enemy will be making an appearance. The first one we've seen was the Golden Lionel, but it's safe to make the assumption that there will also be Golden Bokoblins, Golden Moblins, and Golden Lizalfos, all that good stuff. I cannot wait to try that out. As well, they announced that the next DLC 2, which will be coming out over the holidays, is the Champions Ballad. Now, we don't know what's going on. Personally, I believe that means that we're going back into the past, or we do more things in the present time, focused around the champions, but hopes, like high hopes that has the champions as a central point, which is something we always wanted, I think. I feel like a lot of us wanted that to be a thing in Breath of the Wild, because we did grow to love and pick our favorites of the champions. Now, of course, the DLC 1 will be dropping much, much sooner than we anticipated. It'll be June 30th, not that far away from now, so for those of you guys that follow me for my Breath of the Wild streams, we will be starting that very, very soon. I might even, I have to double check what day it is, but I might even do it the day of release. So guys, look forward to that. That's going to be incredible. Now, a couple of other things that Nintendo announced. There was the Xenoblade 2, the sequel to Xenoblade. Looks really, really good. I never played the first one, but I do have it for the 3DS. But for those of you guys that are fans, I hope you guys are super excited for it. Yeah, we'll just move on from there. Most exciting thing, or one of the most exciting things, aside from that surprise, mind-blowing Metroid announcement, is the announcement of a new Kirby game. Now, I love my Kirby games, and based on what I've seen over here, they're going to borrow the mechanic from the Super Nintendo game Kirby Superstar, where you can actually recruit enemies to your side, and if someone else has a controller, or in this case, if someone else has a Switch console or picking up a Joy-Con, they can play with you. They're also going to be introducing, or reintroducing rather, combining powers. As you can see over here, you have the sword ability mixing with the fire ability, making a really cool looking fire blade. As well, we've also seen in the trailer there would be ice mixing with the stone ability to make you into a curling ball, and that's going to be, well, a curling stone. That's really great because I get to make my country proud, because I am Canadian, I always will be Canadian, I'll die Canadian, I'll be buried under a bunch of curling stones when I die. As well, we also found out that in addition to Pokken Tournament, Game Freak is reportedly working on a core Pokemon RPG for the Switch. Now, I don't know if that means it's going to be a main series. I'm not sure if it'll be in main series. It might also be something along the lines of Pokemon Gale of Darkness XD. Probably. But that's the thing though, like you guys, I know a lot of people were disappointed that there was no Switch announcement in last week's Pokemon Direct. But it seems that there is something definitely under the works, maybe still under a concept phase, so guys, I hope you guys are happy about that one, and I'm very excited to see what they come up with. As well, there's a new Yoshi game, very interesting if you're into the Yoshi platformers. Personally, I've never tried it, but it looks like it'll be a 2D platformer, but various ways of approaching each level based on your own intuition, and I think that's really exciting. As well, Fire Emblem Warriors is coming out. Now, if you guys missed Fire Emblem Warriors back in... sorry, not Fire Emblem Warriors. If you missed Hyrule Warriors, I feel that Fire Emblem makes way more sense in this way, and if you were fans of Hyrule Warriors, then this is definitely something you gotta check out. Got that whole war thing going on, and it's very exciting to see what else they come up with. I hope they really flesh out the story mode and find, hopefully, a reasonable way of crossing over all those different Fire Emblem characters with each other. So yeah, if you're a Warriors fan, you'll definitely like this. If you're a Fire Emblem fan, this might just make a Warriors fan out of you. Last, but definitely not least, the most important part of the conference, Mario the Dinosaur. Oh my gosh, I was thinking to myself, when I was watching the Sony conference last night, I saw this dinosaur-looking thing, I thought, that's a really plain-looking wyvern. Then I saw it sprouted wings and had frills. That has nothing to do with this, but when I saw the T-Rex walking around, I thought to myself, oh, that's gonna be cool. Is this for the new Monster Hunter game? Nope, it's Mario. He turned around, he was wearing the hat. Turns out with Mario, you can take over actual people, you can turn into electricity. At the time of the recording right now, the treehouse is currently live, and we're seeing the gameplay. I've seen some pretty cool things that they could do. Like, you could use the hat, now named Cappy. He's no longer the Nightmare Fool he used to be, now he is the Dream, like, sort of convertible. Everyone is your convertible. Every enemy, you're able to take over the, you know, anything, basically. And that's going to be a lot of fun, and I cannot wait to see what kind of cool things we can do in terms of level design for this. Anyways, that's about all I can say for the wrap-up right now. Very, very excited. I'm really happy to see that Nintendo didn't pull any punches for this one. There's a lot of stuff going on that they're working on, and yeah, they're really going to put a lot of their eggs in the Switch baskets, and I really look forward to seeing what they're doing in the future. They also hinted that there were plenty more projects they were working on for games that could only work on the Switch, and I think that's something that Nintendo's always done. They've always found new ways to revolutionize gaming and then capitalize that as best they can through different, innovative, creative ideas. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this wrap-up, and I hope you guys continue to enjoy the treehouse that is happening today, as well as the different invitationals that are happening at E3 right now. So anyways, guys, thank you very, very much for watching this wrap-up, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye, guys.